A natural disaster is something that decimates the environment, your home, your property, everything. It can cause great fear and anxiety, and that's what bad debt collectors do. They can cause a consumer so much anxiety, fear, frustration, and loss of revenue. The FTC is working for consumers to eliminate these people from the debt collection industry. And sometimes the FTC is able to recover money for consumers who the money was fraudulently extracted from. To those bad debt collectors out there, the FTC is working diligently to find you and to prosecute you. And this particular video is in reference to what they're doing. This happened September this year, and they were working to bring to resolution this company that was using some extreme methods to get money from people. And the FTC was able to successfully prosecute them and to work about getting them out of the debt collection industry. The FTC was successful in bringing charges against these 13 companies and individuals who were involved in this horrendous phantom debt collection. This is something that preys on the consumer. The debt is not even real. But they used, like this first one was, one of the signature things they did was falsely accuse the consumer of a crime. And then one of the next one was they would use misrepresentation to consumers about the purported debt. Say, for instance, you tried to validate the debt. They would just add intense threats, like going to court or criminal charges. It was just a consumer's nightmare. And then they would not do what the consumer protection law requires. They would not provide the consumer with a written notice of what the debt actually was. And then another one of their tactics, they would illegally tell other parties about the so-called debts. And then another one was they would actually claim that the police was coming to your house or your job, that a uniformed officer was there. And the tragedy of this whole thing, that's why it's called phantom debt collectors. And like the FTC says, what mattered in this thing was that the people were actually browbeaten down for a debt they did not owe. And this organization, like it says, the complaint list 13, and you can go to the link, I have it on this page. It's so hard to read when you see what these people were doing, but the FTC successfully prosecuted them in the courts, and they were actually banned from doing any form of debt collection. Now, this is another case the Federal Trade Commission prosecuted where they were able to get back some of the money people had paid these people. And as it says here, this happened in July of this year, and it started in October 2015. The FTC in the state of New York charged a group of defendants known as Delaware Solutions with collecting on debts that they knew were bogus. That's called. They already know the debt's not real, and that's what they're counting on, is that you will be so intimidated you will pay something you don't owe. And it was so sad, says the defendants ignored evidence that the debt were invalid, failed to identify themselves as debt collectors, falsely portrayed themselves as process servers or attorneys, and falsely threatened arrest or litigation for failure to pay. The defendants agreed in August 2016 in federal court. Now, mind you, this is why this thing is so serious. You are not alone. A federal court in New York entered an order that permanently banned them from the debt collection industry. A lot of times when these people are harassing and terrorizing us, we don't realize that sometimes these folks are already being prosecuted, and it pays to give the FTC a call to find out who these people are. A lot of times they're already under investigation, and you will find out that these people are already in trouble with the law. Continuing on with these same individuals with this phantom debt collection thing that we find that they had to pay, basically, they had to shell out about $308 per recipient. So the FTC has this money, and they are disseminating the monies that the courts ordered them to have to pay back to consumers. So I've put the web link here, and there is a phone number, and I just encourage you to call if you had any dealings with these people. If you're in New York or maybe outside New York, give the FTC a call. And there is this website, and you can find that there are other information there in regards to refunds when dealing with these kind of fraudulent people. There's hope even in the storm when we're dealing with these crazy folks who are doing everything they can to try to treat us. I just want to encourage you, if you're having some issues with a debt collector, please, there are rules and laws that govern their behavior. If you're having problems, report them to the Federal Trade Commission. This is a serious thing, and the Federal Trade Commission takes it very seriously. Oftentimes as consumers, we feel we have no hope sometimes because debt collectors and other people seem to have more power and the law on their side, but that's not always true. If they're doing something illegal or fraudulent, the FTC is the place to contact. And this screen here shows the companies that the FTC has successfully litigated cases against and made them have to go out of business, stop doing what they're doing, and in some cases provide refunds to consumers. And this is not all just debt scam type of things. There are many other issues that the Federal Trade Commission has litigated them for. So please go on this website, see if there's a company that you might have dealt with on an issue that you may be entitled to a refund for monies you were fraudulently tricked out of. So please check this website out and see if there is something there for you. And once again, I thank you so much for visiting my channel.